Okay, I've been meaning to do this for a while. I did a previous video when I first got the lift, and I think I had this Mustang on it. I wanted to show this lifting a 1-ton dually diesel. It's extended cab long bed. I would guess a truck probably in the neighborhood of 6,800 pounds if I had to guess. This is a XPR-10CX, 10,000 pound. It is a symmetric lift, which is highly recommended if you're going to be lifting heavy trucks especially. I want to go over a few things that I like, things that I don't like. But the first thing I want to show you is how easily it lifts this truck, which I was impressed with. So here we go. Okay, that's not all the way up, but up far enough for me to show you. We'll let her down on her stops. I usually give hydraulics a bump. That's just a personal preference of mine. As you can see, it lifted it with ease, and the truck, giving it a shake test, is pretty stable. As long as you, the lift comes with the lift point guide, and as long as you use those lift points in the guide, you know, I've not had any trouble at all. I've used it for many different things, diesels, Ford Expeditions, Mustangs, front wheel drive cars, and it's lifted everything pretty easy, and everything's very stable. The only thing that I would recommend on something like this especially is putting a jack under the rear and in the front if you're going to be under it doing any type of work, which I just did an exhaust system on this truck, as you can see, from front to back. And these jacks come in very handy. I got these from well, I've got two. I've only got the one together right now. Harbor Freight sells these 2-ton. They extend 93.5 inches. Have a roller bearing in them, so very easy to use. So you can use them with one hand. Pretty heavy. I think they're about $60 a piece. And you can extend the arms here as well as here. All in all, I really don't have much bad to say about the lift. It's very stable, even with this long truck on it. The only thing I could say that I don't like is these pins will get stuck. Basically, sometimes when you lift this up, this pin will get stuck on this weld and basically hold this pin up from going down into the lock, which it's kind of a design quirk. You know, it's not a big deal. You can just come over and flip them up and the locks will go down in. Which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. The other thing that I don't particularly, it's not a big deal, more of a pickiness factor, because I wish they would have put a holder on the other side as well. So that way if you're working on this side, you don't have to come back here and grab it. It's just a speed thing. That's why I've just got them setting here. Not a big deal, but sometimes I'll kick it and it'll take off across the floor. If anybody wonders what these are, just magnets for lug nuts. Just throw your lug nuts in there. That way they're not, usually people tend to stick them on the arms and they knock them off and they're all over the garage. But that's all those are. I got one on each side of the post. The other thing that I would really recommend, especially if you're working on trucks, is this extra width. That's what this lift is it's known for its extra width and symmetric arms. Makes a huge difference when you're bringing cars in. Gives you plenty of room to open your doors, plenty of room to walk around the vehicle. I usually stick them in neutral and move them where I want them on the lift. The other thing that I would recommend, especially if you're going to be working on longer vehicles and you have the room, recommended is like 12'4" from the front wall to the post. I would at least go another foot back so you have more room in between your bench and your vehicle. As far as from the side wall, I have had plenty of room. I think that is roughly 24 to 28 inches from that wall, and I've had plenty of room doing brakes, axles, whatever. You can walk clear around the vehicle. I can actually get I have a roll around car that I can actually squeeze through here without any trouble. But all in all, it's been a really good lift so far. I think I've had it probably about a year. We'll get a better shot of this thing in the air. It looks like the back's hanging, but it's really not. If you look at the arms, they're centered in the truck. I think the camera's giving a little bit of an illusion, but it's hanging pretty nice. And I've worked under many hours putting exhaust, brakes, that types of things. And I would highly recommend Bendpak to anybody. It is made in China, but their specs and their customer service are better than anybody I found. I've got friends that have lifts that are supposed to be 10,000 pound lifts, and they're supposed to, only paid $1,800 for them or something like that, but they won't lift this truck. You get them on there and the motor, the hydraulics won't pick it up. So anyway, any questions, send me an email. I think I covered everything. And like I said, any questions, send me an email and I'll be sure to answer you. Thanks, guys. Bye.